Welcome back to Football Daily, where we've had a question in about a combined squad between France and England. Now, this is fascinating because obviously both of them have their problems, but let's go for it.
Yeah.
What formation are we going to go for, first of all?
Well, I've picked 4-3-3, but mainly to get... Well, it's more 4-3-3, but you could probably say it's a 4-3-2-1.
Yeah.
Right.
Trendy at the moment,
yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, going with some of the top guys. Well, let's start in goal. Is there any argument over Hugo Lloris at the back there?
I'm going for Hugo Lloris on current form.
I think you flip a coin on those two. I think Hugo Lloris is an excellent goalkeeper, brilliant shot stopper, but Joe Hart's got a fantastic personality.
Yeah.
As well as those attributes.
Oh, you mean being a leader from the back kind of thing?
Yeah. He really does. And obviously that's also on his Tinder app. The back two, of course. Now this is a good combo. Let's pick one English guy, one French guy. Sam, I'll go for you for the English.
I've gone half and half across the back four. So I've gone for Sagna, right back, Varane, Smalling, Bertrand.
Varane, that's interesting. You've gone Varane ahead of maybe... Koscielny or something like that.
I put Smalling stroke Koscielny, but I think Smalling probably would edge it to me on the form this season so far.
Yeah,
and Koscielny's been injured quite a lot.
And Sagna is unquestionably on the right back ahead of Kyle Walker, I think.
Yeah. And Nathaniel Klein would compete with Sagna, but I still think Sagna's got more experience and probably at the moment is ahead of him.
Yeah, and overall he just earns more money. Now in midfield, let's go. Are we going to go three with one holder?
I go for three, yeah.
Okay, so...
I think Schneiderlin is holding
I mean, I've gone for Schneiderlin as the holding midfield player in that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty obvious choice. The only other guy there really is Carrick.
Yeah.
So we go Carrick and Schneiderlin?
So he can't play.
Yeah. Carrick and Schneiderlin?
No, I'd probably only play one. With the players that you've got available to you, you might as well go for it. Play one, then play four through the midfield, two out-and-out wingers, and then one up top.
There's enough talent in both pools to make two sides that could play each other and make it a fascinating game here.
Yes, international football, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. ahead of Schneiderlin, who are we going for? We're going for a two there.
Let's see. I'm gonna happy to go with Sam's formation on this.
Which is the 4-3-3. So we're going for Pogba in one of those positions, right?
Pogba and Barkley I've gone for.
That's a good combo, isn't it? Young, very physical.
Yeah.
Very physical.
What about Sterling instead of?
Well, I'd have gone for those guys in midfield and Sterling just out on the right.
This is where my 4-4-2 full system.
Yeah, I've then got Sterling, Griezmann, and Kane.
Which is fantastic, isn't it? I mean, just think of that as a combined front three.
And the only reason I picked Kane ahead of Giroud is just because I think Kane works a little bit harder for the rest of the team, better at knitting up the play. And when you've got Griezmann and Sterling as well, who will move into central areas, cutting in from flanks, then I think there'll be opportunities there. Whereas I think Giroud, he misses a lot of chances. Misses a lot of chances.
His numbers are hard to debate, though, isn't it? His scoring rate for Arsenal. I mean, people criticise him. He racks them up against the smaller teams.
But he does against smaller teams and scores a lot when he's coming on as a substitute as well.
Yeah.
You've made the case for them why Giroud then should be the substitute. And obviously over here, Patrick had Martial and Giroud. Now that's interesting because if you say earlier on in the match played like you say, Harry Kane is willing to work for it, and then when the other guys were tired, you brought on Giroud and Martial. You've got a guy who can knock it down to a guy who's willing to run onto it.
That's why I think Kane coming up, being classic centre forward, holding it up, laying off the likes of Martial, be a mouth-watering Anglo-French combination.
Yeah, a phrase that's never really been said in football before, of course.
No, of course not.
So that's pretty exciting. Anyone in there that you want to sort of honourably mention? Do you think at all we should be mentioning the likes of Henderson?
I'm actually quite pleased. I'm quite worried Henderson's not. You can't select him, unfortunately. So this was based on current players on the last two squads.
Can I give an outside shout for one guy who I think would just be one of those midfielders? It's a bit like with the charity match, Ben Arthur.
Ben Arthur, yeah, good shout.
He looks fit again-ish.
I was a bit nervous when we got these guys. Just like, this is a really nice idea, but then I think, is it going to be like eight French players and like 2 English players? But we've actually kind of managed a fairly balanced team.
Yeah, we've got Barkley, Kane, Sterling, Smalling, and Bertrand. So I mean, half of the team is English, which is actually when I first started writing it down, I was surprised that was the case.
Yeah. And awesome. now you'll see the problem that Roy Hodgson has. Yeah.
Sweet.
Do you ever think of doing a combined... I wonder if real people think of doing a combined 11. So kind of... Do you ever think France and England... I'd love to see that as a tournament. Teams just get to pick one buddy in Europe and then they buddy up.
I know, yeah.
England with Bale.
And for charity, of course, it'd have to be.
Well, the way the European Championships is going, you never know. That could be the next thing on the agenda for UEFA.
Yeah. Football Daily, as always, setting the agenda. It's been lovely to have you guys on the show. Let us know what your combined 11s are below. I'm going to say if you want to do the below combined 11s, you can drop some players in that aren't in these squads.
We'll have our final combined 11 up on the screen right now.
And of course, Sam, it's been lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you.
People can go find you on ITV, Twitter, talkSport as well.
Yep.
A lovely way to spend a Saturday afternoon. So. And we'll see you again real soon on Football Daily.